Welcome to Leadership Legacy Radio, where we inspire you to live your dreams, encourage you to take massive action, and be your authentic and genuine self. We focus on 3 pillars. That's empowering youth, equipping leaders, and enriching marriages so that you can go out and dominate your space.
If you're ready to dominate, you're listening to the right show. This is the Leadership Legacy Radio. Now let's go.
Hey, welcome to today's episode, Elevate Your Leadership in 10. Let's talk about this and break this down in how you can go out and implement in any area of your life. Today I want to talk about micro goals and how they can build your confidence and what I did and how I learned this lesson for myself. So I think oftentimes we believe that in order to climb the mountain, we just get to the top, right? I remember hearing one of my mentors say that you don't wake up at the top of a mountain and go, oh, oops, how did I get here, right? Like nobody gets up and is at the very top of the mountain, right? And so what you need to do is take small steps daily, and build your confidence. And one of the things that I know that I needed to get better at is celebrating the small wins along the way. Celebrating the steps that I took that helped me get to the big goal, right? And so today I want to talk about breaking down these things so that you can understand how to build confidence the right way. So how do you build confidence not only in your personal development journey as a leader, as an entrepreneur? How do you do this? How do you build confidence, right? And so first, I want you to understand that for me, I needed to understand that in order to accomplish a big dream, I needed to first understand the steps. So one of the things that I love to talk about is focusing on the very best next step for you, right? What is the very best next step for me? What is the very best next step for you? And oftentimes we think about, okay, I want to have a business and I want to have X amount of clients. I want to have this amount of followers. I want to have this. You need to first start putting your content out there. Like, what's the first step that you need to do? 1, you need to get clear on who you serve and how you serve them. Who are you talking to? Who are you helping? And how do you help them? I think that is the biggest challenge that I see right now. I was talking to an individual literally today, and they were talking about how they wanted to build a website and they wanted to create all of these things. And I was like, cool. I was like, who do you help and how do you help them? Tell me so that I can kind of like, maybe get an idea of who I can maybe, and really what I was trying to do is build a connection for them, build a relationship with somebody that can maybe help them in that space, or go watch this person and see how they're doing. Like, this person is doing this at a high level, go watch them, right? And this person could not describe to me who they helped and how they helped them. And so I was like, man, like this is one of the biggest challenges that I see right now when it comes to the entrepreneurial space, right? But the same thing can be said for leaders, is that they don't know what they're doing and what their purpose is. And so I'll share a story with you. I was fascinated about becoming a better leader. I wanted to be the very best leader that I could be. And one of the things that I did is I intentionally always sought out mentors. I sought out people that were having success, that were doing the things that I wanted to do, because I was under the impression that success leaves clues. And this is true. And it really depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So I go to this mentor and I explain to them, I want to be a good leader. I don't know that I have great examples in my current environment. And he chuckled and he laughed and he said, you know what? You're right. There's one good leader that I know that's in your space, and they're trying to help other leaders come along the way, but not everybody's there. So here is what I will challenge you to do. He said, if you want to be a great leader, go to a place where people don't have to follow you. And I go, okay, cool. So give me an example of what you're saying, because like right now, to be honest, like although people follow me because I have a title, they don't have to follow me. He's like, well, technically they have to follow you, right? And he said, what I mean is go to a volunteer organization, go help at a church, go help at let's say for example, a chamber of commerce, right? Like a place where people don't have to follow you, where people don't know who you are, but they choose to follow you because of, maybe the influence or the vision that you cast. And then I followed up with a question and I said, okay, so when I go into this environment, what do I need to do in order to become a better leader in that space? And what he said was very interesting. And this is going to, I think this is really important for especially the entrepreneurial community. He said, I want you to go into that environment and I want you to be very clear in the vision that you have. Set the vision for what you want to accomplish. Then I want you to give everybody the direction that we're going to go in. Like, so this is the vision that I have, and here is how we're going to get there. He then lastly, tie it to your mission. So if the organization, right? So let's say your business, if your business does not have a clear mission, who do we serve? How do we do it? And how do we help them? And then you have a vision of how you're going to get there. And then you provide clear directions. Then people don't know how to get on board. So I did exactly what he said. And one thing that I know how to do is when people give me directions, I know how to execute them really well. So I go out and I say, all right, guys, listen, this is a volunteer organization. It's a professional development organization where we're charged to develop young minds. We're charged to develop people, but we're also charged to bridge the gap between two different organizations, a young and up-and-coming organization and a seasoned organization. Here is how we're going to do it, right? And I said, our goal is we want to execute one event every month in the professional development space, all right? All right, do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yes, okay. But in order for us to do these events, one of us on this team, in this small inner circle, needs to be part of leading every single event. Now, it can't be me always because I don't want to be the one person that's always doing it. I wanted to empower, equip, and inspire people to do what they were called to do. So every single one of us needs to participate in this. So every month we'll do a leadership event. And then in order to put on these events, we need to actually have funds. Now, we're a volunteer organization. We aren't a nonprofit, but we are a volunteer organization. So we need to have a way of generating funds. So what I like to do is on a quarterly basis, let's develop a way to make funds, to build funds, to make money. And let's tie it to our goal, our mission, and the things that we're going to do. So everybody got on board with that. And what happened is a lot of people tend to initially kind of hesitate, but then they start to catch the vision. They start to follow and see when we did things, they were like, oh, it aligns with their mission. Oh, they're doing this event. And the reason why they want to make money is to put on more events, or because they want to support this, because they want to do that. And so now when people came and people saw us doing stuff, they always were inspired because they knew what our mission was. They saw the vision that we were casting, and then they realized that in order for us to get there, we did need financial support. Now, can you do this in every space? Absolutely. But you have to, I heard this said before, you have to have a definite of purpose. You have to understand what you are trying to do. What is your mission? What is your vision? And how are you going to get there? So what we did is we went ahead and did this. Now, was it easy? No. But we focused on one event at a time, one strategy at a time, and we got clear on what winning looked like. I wanted to know what a win looked like. I wanted to know what my team looked like when we were going to win. And that created so much momentum because now when people came, they knew that they were part of something bigger than themselves. They were inspired because they were helping and serving others, but they also felt like they were making a difference. Now, when you give people an opportunity to make a difference, make an impact, they go all in. Oftentimes, you'll see that people and organizations don't pan out, and it's because people don't leave organizations, they leave people. How are you treating them? Are you giving them clarity? Are you giving them direction? Are you giving them a mission? So our results were astronomical. We became one of the largest organizations. We had the highest membership and the highest attendance for meetings. Phenomenal. We also hit our financial goals. Now, I'll talk about that probably tomorrow, but our financial goals were pretty big, audacious, and we wanted to make it happen. But did we have the means to do it? We didn't. We just cast the vision and we went and executed. And then more importantly, as we did the things that we were doing, as we cast the vision, as we accomplished the goals, we also went out and helped people. We helped people be successful. And then these people that were doing things, ended up becoming high achievers, high performance. Everybody started getting recognized for becoming high performance individuals. They got known for doing what they were doing. Now, what did I learn through that process? I learned that you don't build confidence by having big dreams. Like, listen, I didn't believe that everybody was going to be on board with what I was doing, but I did believe in what I was doing. And when people saw the conviction that I had and how fired up I was about it, not only did it help them, but it helped build my confidence because now I was taking consistent action. So what I want you to do is I want you to go out and crush it. I want you to go out and dominate your space. But before you do that, let's be intentional about how you are going to achieve this. So what I want you to do is I want you to start today by setting a micro goal. What is the micro goal that you need to set? What do you need to do today? What do you need to do tomorrow? Maybe the day is ending. So you write down what you want to accomplish tomorrow. Make it simple, make it easy, but go do it. Then measure it. How do you know that you accomplish your goal? How do you know that you accomplish the task that you set out for yourself? And then do something that helps you move forward. Once you accomplish that goal, don't do what Chris did, but go out and celebrate that small win, right? I don't say go throw a party, right? But celebrate your success. You know, hey, I got this job done. I got this chapter written. I got this task done. Man, I'm moving closer toward my goal. And then what step do you need to repeat and do all over again? You just don't need to do everything or have everything in your mind, but you do need to take the very best next step for you to be successful. So in order for you to do that, you need to take action, and I want you to go out and dominate your space. Now go out and crush it and live life on purpose.